Greetings. This is the first episode of U's Training Log. I'm Yusuf Robles. I'm hoping to compete in a natural classic physique show next December. It's not been definite because of the whole coronavirus thing. I don't even know if they're gonna have the show next year, but they've been having it every year, so I'm planning a year-long prep essentially. A little bit of background. I've been training for, I want to say 5 years. That's when I actually kind of felt like I knew what I was doing and actually making decent progress, but really I've been in and out of the gym since I was 16. I'm 28 now, but I don't look like I've been training for 12 years. I've only really been doing it decently for about 5. I actually competed once back in 2018. That was the OCB No Gear Classic. That is back in May. That was my first show. I did not that great. I beat one guy. There were 5 of us, and I got 4th place in my class. So I'm glad I did that, but I want to do a little bit better. Really, the main reason I haven't been competing every year is because I'm broke, and that shit gets expensive. So my goal right now is to kind of prep myself, just because I'm broke and I had a few coaches, so I want to build off of what they had me doing, which is always just grow. I'm a skinny dude. I have a lot of room to grow, so it's usually just a steady bulk until we get near the show and then start to cut. So right now I'm just going to be bulking until I get a decent amount of money, until I start working again, coronavirus, and then I'll get a coach, and then we can actually do something official, nice and clean and whatever. My previous coaches, the one that I had for my show 2 years ago, was Goob, John Dorsey. He's on Instagram a lot. He's on Reddit. Really great guy. Had no issues with him. Prepped me for my show. I felt like I went in as good as I could, and the reason I didn't do so great was mainly my fault. Well, it was completely my fault. There were times when I was cheating and sneaking in food and fucking everything up. So he's a great coach. I can highly recommend him. The only reason I didn't go with him again when I was just when I just had a coach to bulk with was just to try somebody new. Goob was my first coach, and I was like, well, this is good. I don't know what can be better, but let's see if it's better. So I went with 3DMJ, which that's a team of natural bodybuilders who also coach people, and the coach that I got with them was Alberto Nunez, who also amazing coach. Had me growing easily when I started with him towards the beginning of the year. It was, I believe I was around 215, and by the end of my time with him I was at about 235. So I guess I should break down my numbers so that people know where I'm starting at. I am 6 foot 2 inches tall. That's about 1.88 meters. And right now, my most recent weigh-in was Sunday, so that was yesterday, and I weighed 225.2 pounds. So starting at 225, and really I'm bulking up to 240 is a goal that I always say, but just really until I lose definition, really. So that's the main goal with this, is to bulk. As far as specific goals, I'm trying to build up my, I say extremities, just my arms and legs. So mainly my arms, because when I'm posing, and you'll see when I show the physique video, I don't know, my arms just, they look weak. They're so gangly that it's just hard to show off any kind of mass on them. So I really want to put some focus into that so that I can stop worrying about it. And my legs are decent. I mean, calves aren't great, but they usually aren't. That's something I'm going to try and build up. But my legs are pretty decent, but I feel weak when I'm doing legs exercises. This isn't really a bodybuilding problem, it's more so a personal thing. Squats are really hard for me. It's something that I don't like being bad at, so it's something I want to focus on. So, like I said, the plan is to do this bulk essentially on my own until I get a job and can afford to have a normal life again. Yeah. So the way that I'm planning this out with my diet is currently I'm gonna be getting 3,400 calories with 250 grams of protein, 400 grams of carbs, and 90 grams of fat. That's what my goals are every day. If I'm slightly over, that's less of a big deal, but the goal is never to be too far under if I can't get everything in. My basic template for my meals, it's, I don't, 6 meals has always been difficult for me. I've been a sit down, shut up, cram the food down, get it out the way. So it's really just 3 big meals. It's gonna be oats and eggs in the morning, some rice, a protein shake, and some flounder in the afternoon. And then at night, a huge container of rice, beans, and chicken. And that covers all of my macros for that day. As far as cardio, it's never been my favorite thing. I work as, well, I'm studying to be a pastry chef, but I've worked in a lot of kitchens for the past few years. So I'm always on my feet, I'm always walking around. So keeping my steps up hasn't been an issue, keeping my body moving, but I'm really bad endurance when it comes to like any kind of sprints, any things like that. I want to get my heart rate better. And I know that doesn't matter in bodybuilding, but like I said, I want to work on squats. And the biggest thing for me is that they wear me out. Like I'll get through like 2 sets and then I'm just like, fuck this, So I want to get my heart rate, I want to get that better so that I can put more focus on my squats. So like I said, I'm going to, trying to update this every week. It's going to be probably every Wednesday. I'm gonna do my physique update, my weight update, and show a couple clips of me in the gym, see what I'm working on, how I'm looking, and I'm gonna do that every week. And that's the main goal, just to keep up something consistent so I can see my progression across the year. But maybe I'll do some other stuff on this channel too. Who knows, we'll see. So now I'm just gonna start looking over my posing footage that I took on Sunday and talk about it, see what I think, see what live reaction to my posing footage. So let's go. Oh yeah, those are my my old posing trunks from 2018. When I was competing, I was 180 wearing those, and now I'm like 220. But they still fit, so it's not too bad, but yeah. And as far as posing, I forgot to say, that's something I'm gonna try to practice 2 to 3 times a week. Because I remember some of the stuff that my coaches showed me, but it's something you gotta work on to make sure that it's really good. So that's something I'm going to be focusing on along with the rest of my training. Here's the side relaxed. I don't know, it's always my arms, I feel like, that stand out, even with the front relaxed earlier. Like they even if the rest of my body looks decent, they always look really skinny. I love how I look from the back. I feel like I've got decent lats, and I went out of focus there. But decent lats, really good hamstrings, really good glutes. Again, it's just the extremities, the arms. I feel like I could have bigger triceps and get my calves looking better. as far as posing, gotta work on keeping things tight. Like I can see, I'm not even flexing my abs at all, pushing. To the front, rear double bi. See, I like my legs. You can even see some of the definition in them, which is surprising. But I feel can always go better. Like they can always be bigger. No one's gonna be mad if your legs are too big. Well, that's not true, but it's the side chest. That one I always mess up because my feet. I always forget which foot is supposed to bend and which one locks into the other one. I don't know why that's difficult for me. Back double bi is probably my favorite. It's the one I feel like shows off my best assets, but even then, it still needs to be worked on. Yep, right here, I remember. That's when I started getting my feet mixed up and didn't even lock it in time. Yeah. So all of this should be cleaned up by the next Physique update, because now that I'm getting back into the swing of things, I'm remembering how these go. It's getting back into my muscle memory. The ab and thigh here, like I feel like I look pretty decent in this once this is not trained half bulk. So like once things get pretty lean, I feel like this is one of my stronger poses. And then favorite classic physique pose. This one I basically just looked up favorite classic physique pose, and there was this one guy doing this. But this is actually since there's many different ones that you can choose, and there's not like a set number of them that you could pick from. It's just like pick one that's not a bodybuilding pose, but it's so vague. I kind of hate it. So I just picked that one because there's someone who actually explained how to do it and I can get it in my head. But that one's always subject to change if I find one that fits my proportions better. But yeah, that's basically how these are gonna go. It's just gonna be me talking about my footage and giving you my thoughts on how my training's been going. So if that interests you, if you enjoyed this, I'm gonna keep doing more, so tune in. Thanks, guys.